After a deadly boating accident in a metro lake, local authorities are urging safety out on the water for the rest of the summer. Over the weekend, the body of 19-year-old Wyatt Bernal was recovered from Wehrspann Lake at Chalco Hills Recreation Area. Investigators say he and another person were canoeing on Thursday when their canoe tipped over. In the wake of the tragedy, the Douglas County Sheriff's Office says whether you're a novice boater or an experienced waterman, there's one thing you should never leave shore without.
The biggest thing that we always do as far as education-wise is life jackets. I mean, that is basically the seatbelt to your car. It is a great life-saving measure in case of a catastrophe or a boating accident.
The deputy says one issue they see often is when boaters do have life jackets on their vessel, but they're not readily accessible in the event of an emergency.